Hello! This week we are exploring one of the most incredible ancient sites, Angkor Wat. And you might ask, what's the best way to see it? On a scooter, for the ultimate freedom. I will show you what to expect and how you can make the best use of your time, and a couple of tips. So I rented the scooter close to my hotel for $6, but anything under $10 I would probably not complain about. All motorbikes in Cambodia under 126 cubic centimeters are not required to have a license to ride, so it's pretty chill, and the traffic and other drivers in Siem Reap and the Angkor complex are very chill, so I wouldn't be scared if I were you. As I was coming off of food poisoning, I unfortunately only bought a 1 day pass for the Angkor complex. Next time I would definitely get the 3 day pass for $62 instead. But there are so many temples, and if you want it to be stress-free so that you can just leave when a big tour group shows up, for instance, then the scooter definitely adds to the freedom. Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument in the world. It's built in the 12th century for King Suryavarna II. At first, by the king's wish, it was a Hindu temple dedicated to the Lord Vishnu. In 1177, the Shams came and sacked the Khmer from the city, but revenge came at the hands of Yayavarman the seventh, who built a new capital at Angkor for the Khmers. But he built it at Angkor Thom, which now I would say it's a part of the Angkor complexes. So it's like 2 kilometers away from Angkor Wat. But the king's wife was a devout Buddhist, so this is when the state temple Bayon was built and the transformation of the Angkor area towards Buddhism began. You can still spot the signs of Hindu backgrounds, especially in like the reliefs carved into the stones that I'm showing. Everywhere in the Angkor complex you will see and encounter a lot of different macaque monkeys. They are super cute, but be a little careful. They are known to steal snacks and drinks from visitors, and have also gotten into confrontations and scratched and bit. So you should be a little careful. But there have unfortunately also been many unfortunate events where some tourists have mistreated the monkeys. So just behave and be careful, because you don't want to be in trouble in Cambodia. So Angkor has been found and lost several known times in history. The Sheng He, like the admiral from China, visited on behalf of the Ming Emperor in the 13th and 14th century. But Antonio da Maddalena was the first Western visitor in 1586. He was a Capuchin friar, and after him, some Japanese Buddhists settled down, living and praying next to the Khmer. After this, the temple area seems to have been forgotten by the Western societies and being neglected by the Eastern ones. Then in 1860, Henri Mouhot rediscovered it, and he is the source of the myth that is widely circulated. The myth goes something like this. Henri Mouhot just stumbled upon the site without any pre-knowledge, and when arriving back in the nearest French town, he met Father Charles-Émile Boyeveux, who could tell him he knew of this abomination already, but kept it a secret as to not give Satan any praise. While in reality, Father Charles actually helped Henri to find Angkor, and he probably had prior knowledge of Antonia de Maddalena's descriptions of Angkor from 1586. And on such a boiling hot day, to just have the ability to jump on the scooter and drive in circles to cool down was actually quite great. It was also very nice to be able to have some drinks in the scooter, so they're safe and everything, some water at least, but also just the view surrounding the corners. Boom, there you have a temple, driving through the gates of the smiling faces. Honestly, one of the world's greatest wonders. So here we are at Ta Prohm Temple, also known as the Tomb Raider Temple. Because of the insane sights with like massive trees and roots just literally sticking out through all of the massive stones, it's quite humbling. And for being a child of the 90s and having played all of the Tomb Raider games with Lara Croft, I gotta say it was a special experience.
Yeah, they don't know who he was.
So many of the reliefs show scenes from battles, insane scenes with like mounted elephants, huge forces, but they also show like deities dancing, stretching, lounging, and last but not least, having sex. Every temple has a different, unique vibe, and it's kind of hard to describe the difference, but you really have to experience it. So do have your ticket ready. You will be stopped a lot by these guys, nice guys. They will just check your ticket and you're on your way, especially if you are on a scooter. At this point in the day is definitely when I started to regret I only bought the 1 day ticket. Because as you see, the temples just keep on getting better and better. And even if I do have the scooter, the heat, it does get tiring. So next time, definitely 3 days. I had already committed that I wanted to see the sunset going down over what is considered for most people to be Angkor Wat, like the main temple where it's the most tourists. So I wanted to have a chill day before that, but definitely see the most majestic sunset. And we are finally there, entering the main temple complex. As you see, you have the nice walk flanked by the water on both sides. Unfortunately, as always in great places, there's a lot of people, but the beauty is still so serene. As you can see, the skies is getting a little more dim, and the sunset is on its way. Time to explore the last remnants of what I can see today, and you see the smile is on, and I'm quite happy with the day. A great sight. The sight is spectacular. It's hard when you look around to not be amazed at what people were able to do even 1,000 years ago. And as you can see, this is the part of the temple that feels like it's more still in use as a place of prayer. A lot more monks and some people doing meditations. But you were allowed to explore and go all the way to the top of the towers for quite an amazing view, as you will see in a couple of seconds. consider this your sign to go and see Angkor Wat and do it before it's too late. I had a great time there. You probably will as well. Sunset of a lifetime. Make sure you get some too. See you next week.